This is what you might have missed on BCSN's Sports Nightly.
All right, thanks, guys. At the Huntington Center, the story for the Toledo Walleye. It was another 3 consecutive home games. Remember, they're right in the midst of that 9-game homestand, which we'll talk about ending coming up a little bit later on. But first, let's look back on the week for the Toledo Walleye. We go back to Wednesday morning. The early start, yes, a school celebration day for the Toledo Walleye. They were taking on the Fort Wayne Comets. For a second time in about 6 days for the Toledo Walleye. They got the Fort Wayne Comets got out to another early lead, which has been the key for this team all season long. They cruised to a 6-3 victory for the Toledo Walleye over the first place Fort Wayne Comets. 2 wins over the Comets in a span of 6 days. So good start for Toledo to the week. That took us into the weekend, a busy weekend at the Huntington Center on Friday night. The Toledo Walleye were hosting the Greenville Road Warriors, and we look at the action from that game and a little bit of a difference. Greenville came in with the mindset that they were going to play very passive. They sat 5 in the neutral zone. They forced Toledo to carry the puck an awful lot. Martin Firk did get a power play goal for the Toledo Walleye to tie the game at 1. In the second period, though, Greenville was able to force some turnovers. They would get a couple of goals. They grabbed a 3-1 lead. Toledo tried to fight back in the game, but too much for Greenville on this night. Although Kevin Clare, congrats to him, out of the University of Michigan, his first professional goal right there, and Toledo was within 1. They do fall, though. 6-3 was the final there on Friday night to the Greenville Road Warriors. Well, that took us into Saturday. Toledo was donning the Batman jerseys on our superhero night, and it was superhero stuff. Merrick Taverden here on the breakaway finds a way to finish against the Evansville Icemen, who are wearing the Riddler jerseys. Jeff Lerg was outstanding between the pipes as always, though he gives up the power play goal here. That made it 3-1, but then Jared Nightingale coming back here. Toledo shorthanded on his backhand, buries it in the top corner of the net. Toledo would lead 5-1 at that point. They would cruise to a 6-2 victory. The power play goal here in the third from Kyle Bonus, his second of the night, and a 6-2 win for the Toledo Walleye in front of a standing room only crowd of 8,000 at the Huntington Center. So Toledo, a record of 10-3-1, and get this, guys, as they close in on the end of this 9-game homestand, how about a record of 6-1-1 in the first 8 contests of the 9? The final game is coming up after the Thanksgiving holiday. Toledo will play host to the Orlando Solar Bears on Friday night at the Huntington Center to wrap up the 9-game homestand. Then it's off to the road, and a key stretch coming up for the Toledo Walleye because they will play 11 out of the next 15 games away from the friendly confines of the Huntington Center. It starts Saturday night with a trip to take on the Kalamazoo Wings, first of 13 meetings between the two teams over the course of the season. That's going to do it from here at the Huntington Center. Let's start it back to the studio.
Be sure to watch Sports Nightly weeknights at 10:30 on BCSN and follow us on Twitter at sports_nightly.